Hello and welcome to TyddynBryn Crafting. My name is Ellie and I think this is episode 70, something along those lines anyway. Well, I've managed to get quite a bit of crafting done these last couple of weeks, and once I finished doing all the business sort of side of things, I've actually managed to get some decent crafting time in. The weather has turned, the weather is cold, the weather is nasty. The children have both had stinking colds, usual winter stuff, nothing too major. The smallest one has sprouted, I don't know how many teeth, I think about 3 in the last month now. He's now got 5, 6 teeth. He's working on tooth 6. So yeah, that's been fun and meant I've not had much sleep. But I have managed to get some good crafting time in the afternoons. So instead of William's nap time, which he doesn't take anymore, we have quiet time in the afternoons. Matty naps, Will sits, plays with a few toys that we've got up here. I say a few toys. We seem to have half of the toy box in this bedroom now, which is kind of entertaining, but especially at night when you're running the gauntlet in the dark trying to get to the loo. But yeah, you know, hey ho. So I'm going to start off today with acquisitions, and then we'll go on to sewing and finish up with some knitting just to change things up a bit. So, acquisitions. I've had to acquire some ribbing fabric to finish off a couple of projects that you'll see in sewing. That is in the post and hopefully will be here Monday. I've acquired some starry fabric. It's already been started and used. I've acquired, sorry, the pile is a little bit of a stretch away, bring it over a bit closer. I've acquired some animal print fabric. Wow, how fab is that? And some minions. And you've already seen these guys. They're not a recent acquisition, and I'm wondering where it's dove off to. I'm fairly certain that's probably gone down the bottom. I'm not going to dig it out now. It's probably right down the bottom. I think I've probably got a photo of it in my phone, so I'll add that in at some point during the ether of the podcast. But I've got some TARDIS fabric as well, and I've got plans for all of those. And then I acquired some Karen cakes. This is one of the bags of Karen cakes. The other one's got about 4 Karen cakes in. Look at them. Whoa. These are amazing. They are 80% acrylic, 20% wool. All sorts of different colours. They're Yarnspirations Karen cakes. These are Aran weight. And I am crocheting them up into a blanket, but I will show you that later. So those are my acquisitions. On to some sewing. So one of the first projects I've managed to do are some baby harem trousers. This pattern is from Sarah Gledson of Made by Jack's Mum, whose patterns I adore. I think I pretty much have almost all of hers now. I just need to actually get my backside in gear and start making more of them. So this is the harem pants, and that's that little... I was planning this fabric for something for William, but I kind of thought he'd colour it in. So I've gone with a safe option and made baby ones. This is not for my baby, this is for somebody else's baby as they grow up. So that is one thing I have made. I have used, as I said, you'll see the starry fabric again. I have made an Agnes top with the starry fabric with just plain black sleeves. One nice long Agnes top, which is heading out to be a Christmas present. I have then used a pattern which I can't remember. I will put something down below what this pattern is. but it's a very simple construction skirt. So a bit of cotton at the bottom in the perfect colour for this young lady, and then some purple. It was my cocoa dress knit jersey fabric for the top, and it's a fold over top skirt. I will find out what the pattern is. Again, really simple. There was a new to me skill in there with regards to gathering, pulling up the bottom threads and drawing them up, which I had never done before. So that was remarkably simple, and yeah, I rather like the outcome. So fingers crossed, she who is getting it for Christmas likes it too. Then a while back, you will remember, hopefully, I acquired some Marauders Map fabric. So we got some harem trousers for a young man, made out of Marauders Map trousers, a bit of the black ribbing. I think basically what happened was I was supposed to have used the navy ribbing for this one, and I didn't. Oops. So that's why I've ended up having to order more of the black ribbing, because I didn't have enough left then to finish the other projects that I had in mind for the black. But I now have loads of navy ribbing. So I will think of something to do with that. But here we go. So there's another pair of harems. And then, these aren't quite completed, so I'm going to have to fish them out from underneath some stuff. I've got some bits and pieces that I've put to one side to show you later. I have made, this is what needs the black ribbing fabric, I have made 2 hot coffee, let's swizzle back a bit on my chair, hot coffee hoodies with big pockets on the front. So this is what the ribbing's needed for the bottoms and the cuffs of this. And the other one that I've made, so this one's got the animal fabric lining the hood. And so these are not quite finished yet, so hopefully come Monday I'll be able to finish them. The other one is minion lined hood. And again, another one. I didn't have quite enough in the fabric to do it all in one, so I just split it down the middle. It looks fine. Can't really see huge amounts of it. So black fleecy hoodies. It is the Made by Jack's Mum hot coffee top and dress. This is the men's pattern. So I just need to put the ribbing on now, and then these two will be done and ready to be wrapped up for Christmas, or in this case one's Christmas/birthday. So yeah, I've managed to get quite a bit of sewing done. I've got the Made by Jack's Mum again, the free range over trousers cut out ready for a present to give. And then I've got 2 more pairs to cut out. One in the age 1 size for Matty, and one for Will. And I'm just hoping I've still got enough of the black fleecy fabric to line them both. So they've both got lined dungarees, that sort of salopette dungarees type things for over the winter. When it gets really freezing cold up here, they've both got oversuits for the moment. It's not hugely cold. Will, we've been out and purchased a rubberized suit because he went through 2 pairs of the little regatta over trousers. He went through 2 pairs of those in about a month and a half. And you know, whilst they're cheap, you know, I'm not buying him a new pair of waterproof trousers every 3 weeks. So yeah, we went to the army surplus place and he's got rubberized ones, and yeah, they'll hopefully last him a bit longer, because yeah, they were a hell of a lot more expensive. So hey ho. Okay, so on to knitting. I've got a finished object, well, nearly finished object. I just need to weave in the ends, and I'm umming and ahhing. So this is the finished object that the ends need weaving in on. It is a Gryffindor style scarf for the same recipient as the Marauders Map trousers. Now, that's the back. very, very busy going on. And then a busy stripe for the front. And I can't decide. It's for, this little chap is 6, 7. So I can't decide whether to fold it in half. I mean, I've done it, I think it was maybe 40 stitches wide in a double knit on a size 4 needle. I can't decide whether I want to fold it in half lengthways and make an extra thick scarf, or just leave it open. So I can't decide at all. So I'm going to have to decide fairly quickly because it needs to be wrapped up for Christmas. But what I have managed to do is get a Gryffindor badge. So the scarf will have a proper Gryffindor patch sewn / ironed onto it. It's an iron-on patch, so I'm going to iron it in place and then I will stitch it on, because this is going to get some use from this little boy. He absolutely loves the Harry Potter at the moment. So we have one patch ready to go onto scarf, which needs to be sewn up. So with regards to the knitting then, I'm not doing too badly on the old present front. I've still got, I've done a hat. I've got another hat to do. I've almost finished this next one. That's in my Thimble and Thread Makes Harry Potter bag. I have one of hoe and nearly a whole sock because, oh, hello, yeah, a needle. So I have a hoe, one sock. Luckily, the recipient's feet are nice and teeny, and then there's a nearly finished one there. And this is knit up out of the Regia for Fadig colour, I believe. No, not at all actually. No, that's the party one. Oh, see, this is why I should not leave things in the bottom. That is not at all what it is. Ignore that, ignore that, ignore that. This is what it is. Lana Grossa, and it is the colourway there. Oh gosh, Malin White. Anyway, it's quite a stretchy wool. It's a superwash wool, cotton, polyamide and elite. So it's sort of quite stretchy, hard wearing wool, which is good. And it's knitting up quite nicely. I'm quite pleased with how it's knitting up. It's got a nice bit of stretch to it. It's nice striping. So yeah, quite pleased with that. So I've turned the heel, done the gusset. I'm now heading down the foot on those socks. So that is one of the projects I've got on the go. The scarf is finished. I've got a hat to do. I am in the process of doing a blanket then. So this part is now crochet. I have abandoned currently my project, which is my spin a bead and then crochet it into a big breeds blanket that I'm making. So I've abandoned that for the time being, just simply because I have not got any time for spinning. I do, however, have a whole, just looking up behind you there, there's some shelving behind you. I do have a whole bobbin though of the Icelandic wool that I spun, and it's been sat there on the bobbin since just before Matty was born. I think I finished that, so 8 months. Maybe I should get that off the bobbin, and crochet it into the blanket, but not till after Christmas. So I've got that far through one of the carrot cakes, and with an evening or so's crocheting and dealing with small person. This is the Modern Rainbow blanket. I will put it onto my Ravelry list, but it's the Modern Rainbow blanket. And I'll put down below who it's by. I can't for the life of me remember. It's in US crochet terminology, so it's all sort of half treble this and yada yada yada. But once you sort of get used to the difference between UK and US terminology, then you're good to go really. But my mum made one of these for Will, and he's now got that on his bed. I want one for Matty, and I also want to make one for a friend. So I've bought 2 lots worth, so you'll see lots of modern rainbow blankets over the next couple of months probably. I'm hoping, really hoping, that I'll get this done fairly quickly, and this one at least can be gifted away quite quickly. So we shall see, we shall see. But that is my crochet project of the moment. So that's what's using up the Karen cakes. And I bought these from Wool Warehouse because at the moment in Wool Warehouse these Karen cakes are 25% off or something. They're, anyway, quite a bit off, which is brilliant because they ain't cheap. And they come in these organza bags. Lovely. So, Karen cakes from Wool Warehouse, all crocheted up into, or getting crocheted up into a blankie. Yeah, so I think that's about it on my crafting side. So I have done quite a bit. I'm quite impressed with myself. The only other thing I've got really to show you is one of my new things. With my New Forest school group, I've started something called TyddynBryn here at the farm, at the small holding. And TyddynBryn is basically my outdoor learning and forest school group. And last week we went out, collected a load of greenery and turned it into Christmas wreaths on the farm. When we first moved up here to the farm, I spent a while planting out a load of basketry willows, and here they are. I finally this year got enough to actually start using some, and I've got some greens, some yellows, some reds that have grown really well. Some of the others didn't grow well at all. I've got a nice brown one as well, and we have one of the first TyddynBryn wreaths. So that's a bit of a different craft for the time. So right, I think basically that's about it, and happy crafting, and see you all again soon.